Visiting to the frequency of Family Love 99.9 FM. It's a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday right here in Umuahia, the capital of Abia State, the 8th day in October 2025. Good morning to you. Welcome to Open Parliament. My name is Mr. C. Here we bring you big stories making headlines in Nigeria, Abia, and beyond. Flip side, we get the phone lines open for your reaction. Well, this morning, the big stories we are tracking this hour is that the House of Representatives to debate on a motion seeking urgent medical attention for IPOP leader Nnamdi Kanu. Well, this is as the Abia House of Assembly has concluded plans for a peaceful protest to demand Nnamdi Kanu's release. Away from that story, as the verbal exchange between the Abia State government and the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives rages on, we got the thoughts of our guests on the program this morning. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Introducing ABN Radio and Television, your new favorite app. Stay informed, entertained, and connected with the latest news, music, and videos from Nigeria and beyond. Download the ABN Radio and to play and enjoy. Live streaming of news, sports, music, and entertainment programs. On-demand access to your favorite shows, news updates and notifications, exclusive videos and interviews, personalized experience with customizable settings. Get started in 3 easy steps.
My name is Mr. C. So the House of Representatives will this week debate a motion seeking urgent medical attention for the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The decision followed an intervention during Tuesday's plenary by the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, who reacted to a point of order raised by the member representing Ikwano Umuahia North, Umuahia South Federal Constituency of Abia State, Obi Agwocha. Agwocha, while raising the point of order, lamented that he had yet to receive a response to his earlier letters to the House leadership and the federal government the need to urgently address what he described as Kanu's deteriorating health condition. Well, Kanu, who was arrested in Kenya in 2021 and extradited to Nigeria to face terrorism charges, was first detained on October 14, 2015 on 11 counts bordering on terrorism and treasonable felony, amongst others. Well, he has remained in the custody of the DSS since then. Well, at plenary yesterday, the Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, asked Agwocha to step down his motion for proper presentation, noting that he had come under the wrong House rules. However, there was an intervention by Ben Kalu, who stressed the importance of the issue and assured the Speaker that the motion would be formally brought before the House later in the week. And away from that, the House of Assembly in Abia State has concluded plans for a peaceful rally in Abuja to demand Kanu's release on medical grounds. Well, during Tuesday's plenary in Umuahia, the Assembly aligned itself with Governor Alex Oti and other Abia citizens, as well as Southeast stakeholders, in urging the federal government to release the IPOP leader. Well, the resolution followed the motion of urgent public importance moved by the Deputy Speaker, Austin Merengini, who represents Umuahia East constituency. Now, he expressed concern over Kanu's worsening health condition and appealed to the House to encourage Governor Oti to intensify efforts towards securing Kanu's release. Let's talk about this. With me to do the honors is the Chairman Governing Council, Institute for Security and Safety and Administration, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Chairman Board of Directors, National Council of Women Societies of Nigeria, a Vice President, International Security Association, a Fellow of Chartered Institute of Forensics and Fraud Investigators of Nigeria, a fellow of ethical leadership of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, former Argonne Secretary General, a recipient of Zix Award on Innovation and Creativity, a pioneer inductee, National Integrity Hall of Fame, the managing consultant of Interpol at the National Central Bureau, Abuja. Talking about Sir Chikwe Udensi. He joins us virtually this morning. Good morning to you, sir. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Mr. C. Thanks for having me.
Yes.
I'm at the airport, so you can hear some disturbances at the background.
Yes, I can. Yes. But we would hope to have as much beautiful reception as possible. I imagine you're set to book a flight for somewhere else.
Yes, I'm hurrying to Oka. The Nnamdi University is having a lecture for which I'm chairing on security. So I'm hurrying to go perform my duty there.
Awesome.
And I hope to be back to Abuja tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, you were here live last week, and part of what you talked about was taking time out to check about what has been going on in Abia State for the past 2 years plus of the administration of Governor Alex. So before we jump on the issues we have on the front burner this morning, I know you were able to do extra after that day. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I moved around and tried to move interstate to see what the situation is on our highways. You recall that in my last outing in your office, I was really honored to be in your studios.
We're more honored.
You will recall that I had mentioned the beautiful road that was built by this government from the tower into town. Very beautiful road. I also commented about the markings on the road. I observed that beautifully marked, but they didn't use road marker. They use ordinary paint. And when I made inquiries to find out what was in the bill of quantities, there is no ordinary road that I usually put on the bill of quantities. It is usually road marker. So if they take the cost of road marker and then they supply us regular paint, you will see that what we have right now is going off, is wearing off. Less than 2 years after it was done, it is completely wearing off, telling you that it is not road marker, it is paint. Road markers last about 15 to 20 years before they start wearing out or before they even require further attention. I observed that today on my way from Abuja, from Asokoro to the airport. The beautiful highway we have from the main town to the airport, there are no proper markers. And that's a very major cause of accidents today. Even where we have a little bit of marking, it has one off, showing you that even those who build that roads did not put road markers. This is a major problem we have. Our highways are not properly marked. So drivers do not know what part of the road to be on effectively. Road markers create bumps. So when you want to move into another lane, you see slight bumping that will make you to keep to your own lane. Without markers on the lane, there is no way to know. There's no way to know where you ought to stay. That has been a major problem. I realize that. But let me give you information of what bothered me so much. I still found out that these law enforcement agencies on the highway are still humiliating, embarrassing our people on the highway. It is a very major issue. The level of intimidation that comes from these law enforcement agencies is so disturbing. I went past one of the checkpoints and I stood there and took a clear understanding of what is going on to our people. The humiliation is so much. They were wondering why I was standing there, but I wanted to find out. One of them approached me. I introduced myself. He apologized and went back. And then I kept looking to see what was going on. Despite my presence there, the humiliation of passengers, of drivers on a highway is unbelievable. I realized also it's not happening in the north. There is no such in the north. Even in the western part of the country, there is no such intimidation. This intimidation is primarily in southeast. So I quickly made out time to call the commander at Udensi. I was told that particular area is covered by Udensi. I called the commander. I realized he has moved away. He's no more there. He has been promoted as a major general. So the brigadier general that ought to be there, I sought for his address and phone number. I can want to go to him, discuss with him. We cannot continue with this. And somebody advised me that the best person to talk to is the chief of army staff. I tried to reach his office and I left a message. I introduced myself and I told him I want to see him. We cannot allow a situation where our people face this level of intimidation, harassment on our highways. I do not know if our governors are aware of this. I called Hope to speak to him. He was unavailable. I was not able to reach our governor. It is unbelievable because this is happening between Imo and Abia states. It is unfortunate. This is an area in the next few days, as long as I remain around in the country, I will pursue it. I'll pursue it very vigorously. The intimidation, the harassment of our people is totally unacceptable. Very unacceptable.
Yeah, no, you've been able to go around the country, the different zones in the country. If you can briefly, what is really the reason you think that we have it different in the southeast region? What really?
Well, initially, I thought all kinds of things in my brain. But when I spoke to the former Obize commander, he told me that while he was there as a commander, they initiated a project that was to reduce the incidents of kidnapping, banditry on the highways in Abia and Imo State. He also told me that the activities of IPOP and armed robbery was essentially while they are there. But if you look into the vehicle that is going past, are they bandits? They look like bandits. You see me marketing with their little market goods traveling interstate to go and do their trading. Are they the bandits you are talking about? You ask them or the boss, and then you start asking them unruly questions. That is what I'm worrying about. I'm in security. I understand the importance of ensuring that the minimal level of security is maintained on our highways. It leads to intimidation of the people, undue harassment of the people. That is no more security. That is absolutely something else, and I had to make inquiries about it.
Well, away from that interesting appraisal there on your visit to the Eastern Abia State particularly, I'm very pretty sure is of interest to you, and that the health condition of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that's because the House of Representatives set to debate an motion seeking the urgent medical attention. And this is something that yesterday, while that is happening in Abia State, the House of Assembly set concluded plans for a peaceful rally, and this is going to happen in Abuja to demand for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'd like to ask your thoughts on those. And if you have been following the case, you might have known that the Nigerian Medical Association conducted a court-ordered health examinations on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And this through the Federal High Court in Abuja, which had on September 26 ordered the NMA to within 8 days constitute a panel of medical experts to assess the health condition of Kanu. I mean, vehemently, IPOP rejected the purported medical examination, saying this goes beyond ethics and judicial pronouncements. What do you make of what's going on?
Well, we recall that on Open Parliament from 2001, 4 years ago, we have always discussed intermittently the issue of the illegal rendition of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria. And we also are aware of the pronouncements of various courts, both international courts and Nigerian courts, that have consistently said that rendition, which it was called extraordinary rendition, was an illegality. Our courts here have said it was an illegality. And the various courts have said the reason why he was being rearrested does not hold water, because he did not jump bail. He only ran away for his life. That has been consistent. And what baffles me is the desire of the federal government to continuously disobey orders of court and sustain their hold on Nnamdi Kanu. That is what bothers me. The second thing that bothers me is the attitude of our leaders, our elected leaders. These governors ought to be in Abuja, comfort zones. Go to Abuja and sit down there and talk to the president, because the issues that are no more legal is now political. It ought to be settled outside the process for which it is being canvassed right now. Nnamdi Kanu is being illegally. His arrest has been declared as illegal. Continuing holding him is no more judicial. It's not hold water within our job prospects. So I'm very happy. And let me commend Honorable Agbocha. I watched the procession in the House. I watched how vehemently, how insistently he insisted on me to release Nnamdi Kanu. I also commend the Deputy Speaker. The Deputy Speaker, he spoke very well. That was very steadmanly. And let me also hope that the House, by next week when they are going to meet on the matter, will see the need to persuade this federal government, the executive arm, because federal House is also part of government, the executive arm, to release Nnamdi Kanu, because it is no more a judicial process. It is now essentially a political one. So I commend them. I commend the effort of Honorable Agbocha and the Deputy Speaker, and I urge all elected officers, even those that are appointed in from the southeast, they should insist that the right thing should be done. If for some reason the previous government, out of their prejudices, decided to keep Nnamdi Kanu there, our people who are in government should make efforts to make that Nnamdi Kanu is released, and released immediately. I must have to say very clearly that the continuous detention of the young man and mostly isolation, it is not healthy. That's probably what has contributed to his failing health. And if his own medical doctors have given specific reports that his health is failing, why are they still keeping him? And let me give you very clear information. After we did a surgical analysis of why Nnamdi Kanu is being detained there, it was clear that number one, the detention was illegal. Number two, he is being detained in a place that ought not to be detained. The DSS office is not a legal place to detain anybody who is being accused of any offense or crime. His own is an extraordinary one. The rendition, the arrest was extraordinary. His detention is extraordinary. The purpose of which he's been detained is extremely extraordinary. And we're saying this is absolutely wrong. You cannot keep a man who has been accused of something that courts have said he is not guilty of, at least at the preliminary stages. You cannot continue to keep him in isolation. When the family is kept in isolation, that's enough to run anybody mad. And his health is continuously deteriorating, and the government of the day has given a deaf ear and a blind eye to the suffering of that young man. That is very unfair. That is inconsistent with justice. It's inconsistent with the provisions of our constitution and the laws of the land. We are surprised that our lawmakers are just beginning now to think about it 4 years after. And those who have voted into power have done absolutely nothing. Only lip service coming to the press to tell us that you are making efforts. We want to see sizable efforts in Abuja. We want to see you take decisive measures in Abuja, collective measures. If our governors, half of them, initiate a hunger strike in Abuja, the country will listen. The world will listen. The right thing will be done. But if they are sitting on their high horses, enjoying their luxuries and their privileges, how will they do anything meaningful to make sure that our brother, Nnamdi Kanu, receives justice that is now currently being denied him? It is very sad.
Sad indeed. Oh well, 25 minutes gone past 9. Open Parliament still. Family Love 99.9 FM. Interpol Systems Consultant and Security Expert, Chikwe Udensi. A guest still. Well, away from the Nnamdi Kanu story. The last time we had here, you did react to this, didn't you? Talk about the president's visit to Abia State to commission the Port Harcourt Road project and others. Well, this has elicited a verbal exchange between the Abia State government, that visit, and the incumbent Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu. Well, although the president didn't come, the presidency did explain that the president's visit to Plateau State for the burial of the Progressives Congress National Chairman's mother, Lydia Goshwe, caused the 11th hour change of the president's itinerary. The government insisted. Well, if you followed events, you could have noticed that the Minister of Works, David Umahi, who represented the president to commission some of the signature projects, did commend the governor of Abia State for what he described as the wonderful works he had been doing in the state, stressing that the Southeast has never had it so good, but that also thanks to the president and his renewed hope agenda and policies. Well, away from the remarks given by David Umahi, we had remarks from the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, who expressed dismay that the Abia State government had not been acknowledging the contributions of the presidency to the infrastructure uplifts in the state, and went on to call out the information commissioner, saying, hey, he had not given enough credit to the federal government as he should be. I know you followed through what has happened, or what happened on the day. What do you make of the back and forth? In one breath, the minister saying, hey, the government of Abia State, you're doing well. The president is also supportive. In another breath, the deputy speaker saying, hey, credit has got to go to the president. He is the one releasing all the resources to the state. What is your take? What's your take?
Well, let me talk about the commissioning first. You know my attitude about commissioning. Commissioning by itself is a very primitive act. It is self-seeking. It is wasteful. It is not encouraging. It's not something any sensible government should embark on. It's only in a very deprived and primitive setting like ours that we can encourage any form of commissioning, flag off. They are very primitive, and I've always criticized it. It is very wasteful. Look at the amount of money they spend. Look at the amount of man hours they spend in going to flag off and commission. Where else in the world is it being done except in Nigeria, where politicians go and do the job for which they have been voted in, will go into self-aggrandizement, self-seeking arrangements, and wasteful expenditures? I've always condemned it. I'm not going to be part of it if I find myself in government. As the Secretary General of Algon, there were so many of projects I embarked on. None of them went into this wasteful process of commissioning and flagging off. That is primitive. I've always condemned it. I was also privileged to see the report that made the president not to come to Abia State. If you hear the presidency say that the president was engaged in some other thing, I do not think from the report I saw that there was other engagement of Mr. President. I saw very clearly that there were so many issues, a lot of issues to be looked at. Which of those projects there is legendary? Which of the project there is something that away from the ordinary? It is something that ought to be taken for granted. It is something that is the commissioner or maybe PAMSEC or the director from the Ministry of Works. That's the person that ought to go and commission a thing like that, not even the governor. Because it is nothing legendary. It is nothing extraordinary, especially if you consider the amount and the enormous resources that is coming right now to states, local governments, and the federal government. If you check the resources that is now available to them, you will see the need to criticize both federal, state, and local governments. Maybe except Enugu state, Enugu local governments, where local government chairmen are constructing roads because the governor is allowing them to have their monies. But in Abia State and other states, there is nothing happening in local governments. When they repaint an old building, it is celebrated. It is unfortunate. It's so sad. It's so frightening and frustrating. If the volume of funds that is coming to local governments, if you take my state, for example, Abia State, the average a local government gets today is about 400 billion. What equidistant project is happening in the local government compared to the monies they're getting? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you hear of any road construction, it is the state. But then look at any state. The local governments are constructing roads, putting infrastructure, renovating schools. But it's not happening in my state. So if you hear people say, listen, this is not rightly being done, once you understand it, in very clear terms. Very, very clear terms. On the second issue of the deputy speaker saying that what is coming to Abia State, he not seeing it equidistant to the infrastructure. Of course, he's being honest. He's being right. To whom much is given, much is expected. We give you very clear information, Mr. Say. Somebody like Dr. Alexoti should be very, very happy that he is coming at a time when subsidies were removed and so much money is now coming to states and local governments. He should be very happy. If he was around in 2015, when the states were getting an average of 2 to 4 billion, he wouldn't have done much. He wouldn't have done much, absolutely. So when you hear the deputy speaker say that he is posing and poisoning and preparing for his own party to take over Abia State, and also criticizing the level of infrastructure, though improved, but he's insisting, and some of us are saying so too, it has improved. It is not equidistant. It is not comparable. It cannot justify the amount of money the states and local governments are getting right now.
Okay.
And it's true.
Yeah,
anybody who has any... Sorry?
Yeah, make that point. Make that point.
Anybody who has any opinion to the contrary is only being apologetic. And I'm not. The truth remains, yes, what the infrastructure development in Abia State has improved. Salary payments has been more consistent, and we give kudos and credence to the government for it. But if anybody says that the volume of work, the volume of infrastructure is directly relevant to the quality of money, quantity of money coming in, no, that's not true. Those of us who are in the system will tell you that yes, there's an improvement, but we are, like I keep saying, we are still far away from being out of the woods. The accountability quotient of the state is not different from what we used to have. The accountability quotient of the state is not different. The inability to go through tender, open tender, is not different. The lack of accountability is not different. The desire to insult those who raise issues on accountability is not different. It is still the same old thing. You cannot keep insulting people when they ask questions on the accountability of the state. What you owe the people is to quietly explain how you have been spending commonwealth of the people. Clients to start insulting people in authority. That is very, very painful. I'm going to stop it.
We'll take a break here. When we return, Chikwe Udensi, we would want to have you dissect the flip side of that back and forth, or the exchange between the deputy speaker and the government. Because on the day he was saying, hey, I mean, credit should be given to the president for releasing so much funds, so much resources to the government. And there are those who are saying, hey, come on, why should we? Is this not a statutory allocations that are due to the state? Abia a favor to dish out what is due to the state. We'll return, would have you talk about this. Open Parliament, Family Love 99.9 FM. Stay with us.
Introducing ABN Radio and Television, your new favorite app. Stay informed, entertained, and connected with the latest news, music, and videos from Nigeria and beyond. Download the ABN Radio and Television app now on Google Play and enjoy. Live streaming of news, sports, music, and entertainment programs. On-demand access to your favorite shows and podcasts. Breaking news updates and notifications. Exclusive videos and interviews. Personalized experience with customizable settings. Get started in 3 easy steps. Open Google Play Store on your device. Search for ABN Radio/TV. Click install and start enjoying your new favorite app. Join the ABN Radio/Television community today and stay connected to what matters most.
This is ABN TV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines to highlights, we are your guide. ABN TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel. ABN TV. This is ABN TV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines to highlights, we are your guide. ABN TV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel. ABN TV.
ABN. If you wanna see it happen, and your ear and your eye, you go sharpen. Current information about your surroundings and location. Say we keep you updated, ABN TV, our news be latest. Update matters and affairs, information is our interest. ABN news updates, ABN. ABN, state informate, ABN, ABN, ABN. If you wanna see it happen, and your ear and your eye, you go sharpen. Current information about your surroundings and location. Say we keep you updated, ABN TV, our news be latest. State matters and affairs. Information is our interest. ABN news updates. ABN state informate. ABN.
Introducing ABN Radio.
Well, thanks for staying tuned. It's Open Parliament, Family Love 99.9 FM, Interpol Systems Consultant and Security Expert, Chikwe Udensi, still a guest virtually on the program this morning. Shortly, we'll get to the phone lines. My name is Mr. C. Well, sir, before the break, the flip side of what has been the exchange between the government and the Deputy Speaker, the Abia government, that is, on the comment he made on the day where he said, hey, credit has got to be given to the president. He initiated the fuel subsidy policy where we have humongous resources accruing to the states now. So rightfully, credit should go to him and not necessarily the state governor. Although on the day he did commend the governor as well for what he has been doing and said, hey, we need more.
Yes, I do not think by any stretch of imagination that the release of money to Abia State by the federal government is doing Abia State a favor. No, we are talking about mutual wealth. It's a common wealth of the people. Yes, but I agree that somebody initiated that extra money coming out, and that is from the removal of the subsidy. If that subsidy was not removed, certainly we would have had this level of increment on the allocation going to states. More importantly, is the need for us to be civil with these discussions. If you hold a different opinion with anybody, you can discuss it without using derogatories and insulting people. If you are in position of trust and authority, if you have been voted into office, you are representing the people and you are serving the people. When people ask questions about our commonwealth, have no business insulting the person or using derogatories. I had a very lengthy discussion 2 days ago with the Deputy Speaker. I expressed my concern about a few things relating to security of the country. And in the course of our discussion, he mentioned the response of the state government regarding his comments. That was what drew my curiosity to read what the state government was saying. I was a little bit disappointed again on the issue of using derogatories, extreme derogatories. Can you imagine one of the aides of the governor saying that the deputy speaker is ignorant? If you look at the qualification of the person calling the deputy speaker ignorant, he does not even qualify to be one of the aides of the deputy speaker. At the qualification of those serving the deputy speaker in office, does this man calling deputy speaker ignorant? Does he qualify to be one of the servants of the deputy speaker? We must have to find a situation where we use proper language. If I am the governor of a state, none of my staff will use any derogatory against anybody, not to talk of people who are serving the country in high places. If you want to use languages for them, it mustn't be derogatory. You cannot call the deputy speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria ignorant, arrogant. It is wrong. He can't be ignorant. And I know him personally. I understand his capacity. I've spoken to him on the national issues.
Well, you don't think there's a way one can be literate in quite a lot of other aspects of life, but might be ignorant in a particular area as well? Maybe area of finances.
Mr. C, please don't justify anything that is wrong. Don't try to justify
I'm not
a little boy.
I'm not justifying. I'm asking a question. I'm not justifying.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that if for some reason somebody thinks that the deputy speaker have used languages or have helped areas or have entered into an area where he doesn't have understanding, can't you use civil language? Can't you use language that depicts the office of governance? Those who are put into positions of authority are servants. They are serving us. They cannot be arrogant. And what is the deputy speaker's crime? Was it not exactly the same thing I said the last time? He must be accountable to the people. Especially if you're talking about somebody like Dr. Alex Oki. He was in opposition not too long ago. And when he was in opposition, we were the ones who protected his positions. When he asked the government questions, we supported him. The government asked to answer his questions. He wanted accountability. He wrote all kinds of letters. He wrote petitions. He wrote opinions on governments. And we supported him because it was his right as an opposition. Right now he's in government. It is absolutely wrong by any stretch of imagination for any of his aides to be insulting people. I'm a victim of that. I'm thinking of their insults. What we are saying is, yes, we are doing some good jobs. No doubt about that. What we are doing now is an improvement on what we used to have. But at what cost? Plus how much we are using in doing those jobs. Keeping them in secrecy when you were one of those advocating for openness. I'm a major advocate for openness. I was discussing with one of our sisters a few days ago, and he pulled out a retinue of the promises of this government and sent it to me. I will forward to you, Mr. C, so you can see exactly the position of the governor on local government funds. He vowed, more or less, that he would never touch local government funds. Is there any activity right now going in local governments? Can the deputy speaker not talk about it? The number 6 man of the federation, he does not have the audacity and the right to question what is going on in his own state, only to be insulted by some. The fact remains very simple. You recall why I refused to sign most of the agreements or most of the provisions from my former party, ABGA, when they brought to me and said this person must hold this position, this person must hold this position. And I happen to know the capacity of those they are mentioning. And I refused to sign. This was one of the major problems I had with the management of that day in the party. We are still saying it very clearly. You can compensate those who help you, but giving them positions that are beyond them, it's like the proverbial ones who, after a sumptuous meal, will call his gods to a challenge. We challenge his gods. That is what we are having today. If you give these boys positions that are too much for them, they see themselves as something else that can insult anybody. They will go outside the tenets of the provisions of their office and begin to insult everybody. This is exactly what we are saying. You cannot do that.
Okay.
We must find people who are competent in their areas and give them offices and position them to be limited to their levels of office. Just like Mr. Bayo Adenuga, spokesman to the president. He is very arrogant. He talks arrogantly to people, and we condemn it each time he does it. He's the spokesperson to the president, and when he says things that are inimical to the positions of the office he holds, we have always been critical about it. We say, Bayo, you are speaking for Mr. President, but you cannot insult anybody. We have had occasions where he insulted Peter B, which he ought not to. We have had occasions where he insulted Mr. Ogania. When Mr. Ogania said, yes, so much money has come. Why are we borrowing so much? Now we have so much money to work with. Why are we still borrowing? Right today, Mr. C, the the Federal House is considering approving over $2 billion for Mr. President. They're saying all these receivables we are getting from overtaxing our people. Why are we still borrowing? And there is no feasible thing on ground to show the need for borrowing. So anybody in office, both at the federal and the state or local government, you are accountable to the people. You are not going to be there forever. When you live there, those who have refused to be accountable to, make it accountable. You are not invisible. You must have to be accountable to the people. Humble yourself. When people ask questions, make out time and answer those questions as humble as you can, because you're a servant to the people. You are responsible to the people. You are accountable to our common wealth. We're not talking about your personal money. We're talking about the money of the people. And you must be accountable to the people for their wealth.
Open Parliament, Family Love, 99.9 FM. Interpol Systems consultant and security expert, Chikwe Udensi. I guess we get to the phone lines now. 1 minute if you come through, and the numbers 0816-111-5955 or 0907-103-6625. We have a first caller. Hello. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, sir. Udensi.
Good morning. Go ahead.
PhD from Omar this morning. Chikwe, day and night I keep crying why you don't let me come again. But maybe because you neglect people like us. I told you when Greg Ibe was coming to Abga to come and dismantle your hand. You say you are on ground. But I'm praying that one day you will become the governor of this state. Just like you are saying. In this state, Governor, His Excellency, open mouth, all the positions, miscreant, jobless, stupid, pensioner, stupid, and nobody challenged him. It is only people like you that could have come out and say, this is wrong. I said it on air. I know the stations were over my neck. How can His Excellency, your words are not excellent? Anybody that is calling for transparency is jobless, is a miscreant, is stupid. If you are not stupid, you can't use those words now. And he hired people like him.
Thank you. Thank you.
What Benjamin is asking.
Thank you. 1 minute. We appreciate 1 minute. Hello, good morning. We have another caller.
Well, good morning, Percy.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, and thank you for coming live. But we appreciate it. What is reasonable from this morning?
Welcome.
Yes, what's happening in the United States is very, very fun. I won't be surprised now that 30 minutes, 1 hour now, the people from the government will correct themselves on such issues. But you cannot be from both sides of your mouth. The person was on the other side. He was always criticizing. So even because these so many things stopped some loans. So the federal government was supposed to get. Yes, everybody supported him. Now it is an unacceptable. When it is very clear that there's no transparency.
We lost a call there. Thank you very much for your take. Your network not very strict. Another caller. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, my name remains Comrade Nemeka Isaac. Nemeka Isaac, sir, I got the secretary of the Progressive Party.
1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, yeah, do you know that Dr. Alex to give monthly speech every month to that? He used that opportunity at media to tell them that how his government is being run. So I want to say that America is hungry. He wants to fight for the government.
Hello.
He should wait come 2027. I think he has his own right to, right. So I told you he's giving account of other of his worship every month. Do that with that. That is my take this morning.
Thank you. Straight to the point. We appreciate. We have another caller. Hello. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning. Hello. Hello. Are you there? Well, that's a call. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, Mr. C.
Good morning to you.
This is Fodan Otika calling from Imo State.
Welcome.
Yeah. I want to ask you for a favor. I have been listening
maintaining and dealing with family law over 10 years now. Understand? I must commend you for your hard working and the things you have been doing and giving us the vulnerable opportunity to speak. So I must commend you on that, Mr. C.
Thank you.
So I want to use your platform to just ask for help. And I have called last. I thought I discussed this with the great philanthropist there.
The platform is actually not to ask for help. The platform is to react to issues we are actually dealing on. That's what we're doing right now. The phone lines are still open. We'll take just a couple more and then we get to our guest. Hello, good morning.
Yeah,
good morning to you. Hello. Maybe you have to call us back again. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you.
Chikwe Udensi, you never go down in life. Excellent. From Onimo.
Welcome.
Yes, Agriculture is doing marvelously well. This is the level of party people. You can see our deputy in at the House of Assembly. They are doing good. Yes, and even that those people when we were older, they tried. Another guy would have been asked now. During the python dance, not at least that was in power. Yes, allocation alone does not develop a state. True and prudent leadership does. Not about how much you get. How wisely you what is this kind? That's the thing. So you should everybody has to right. This and this. The only thing is that happy now. How about there will be a time when you are here with fair, not because of your troubles, but because God has answered your prayer. I will know that God has answered our prayer. At least for now, people will not say that this was fair and fair working. Yes,
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for your take right there. We'll get back to our guest right now. Let's see if we can squeeze in just one more call. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to your guest.
Welcome.
I hope you can hear me today very well. Okay. As I said last week, I commended Chikwe Udensi for being consistent in courage, in eloquence, and in intelligence. I pray that God will continue to keep him for us and for humanity. I agree with most of what he said. The only area of my departure from him is the point of revenue coming to Abia State in comparison with the past. Yes, the revenue may have progressed or even come higher, but inflation has eaten very greatly into that quantum of revenue.
Hello. I think we lost the call there. Thanks so much. That's so much we can take on the calls this morning. Well, Chikwe Udensi, can you hear me? Hello, sir. Well, I think we can.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So, your thought, your passing was because we're almost out of time. If you can do that in a minute.
Yes, I have had opportunity to communicate with the governor on issues concerning the state. Ordinarily, one should not express himself on matters like this when he has direct access to the governor. I have done that severally. And I have advised very clearly, you are doing a great job, Mr. Governor. We thank God that when you became the governor, there was enormous resources for you to work with. Please be transparent. Please stop insulting people. Please be more humble than you are right now. If you are, Providence will hold you high. But if we continue with the very old trajectory of unaccountability, people do not know how much you are spending on projects, and when eventually the amount comes out, is overbloated to the ears of everybody. The job you are doing, they go to nuts. When people get to understand the amount of money you have used for these very good jobs, you see that the presence will diminish. Like I keep saying, the man that says hallelujah can still say crucify him.
All right.
We know that, and we know that very well. That is why I had to advise the government, please let your good work not be mixed with unaccountability and insults to people. It will not be your best interest.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sir Chikwe Udensi, for your time on the program this morning.
Thanks for having me, Mr. I appreciate it.
Open Parliament does has our package this morning. Interpol Systems consultant and security expert, Sir Chikwe Udensi, our guest. They return same time, same station next week. Tomorrow, Thursday, we'll bring you another edition. The newsroom for the news at 10 is next. My name is Mr. C.
Tax payment is your responsibility.
Introducing ABN Radio and Television, your new favorite app. Stay informed, entertained, and connected with the latest news, music, and videos from Nigeria and beyond. Download the ABN Radio and Television app now on Google Play and enjoy. Live streaming of news, sports, music, and entertainment programs. On-demand access to your favorite shows and podcasts. Breaking news updates and notifications. Exclusive videos and interviews. Personalized experience with customizable settings. Get started in 3 easy steps. Open Google Play Store on your device. Search for ABN Radio/TV. Click install and start enjoying your new favorite app. Join the ABN Radio/Television community today and stay connected to what matters most.
ABN, ABN. If you wanna see it happen, and your eye, you go sharpen. Current information about your surroundings and location. Say we keep you updated, ABN TV, our news be the latest. Update matters and affairs, information is our interest. ABN, news updates, ABN. ABN, state informate, ABN. ABN.